What's up, y'all? Welcome back to HRT. I hope your week was swell. I'm super excited for this episode. Today's guest, their name is Axel. Axel and I had some dope ass fucking conversations. Axel has a very different way of answering and thinking about the questions I've asked a bunch of my other guests. I think we really dived into what it means to really be a part of the trans community, what it means to be stealth, what it means to medically transition before socially transitioning, T for T relationships, working with cis men. We hit it all. So definitely stay tuned for that. I had a really great time recording with them, and I know you're going to enjoy this episode. So please watch it and love it and comment and like. I would appreciate it. I can't sing. Okay. HRT After Dark. Did you watch the last episode about Dylan Mulvaney's new song? If you didn't, I want you to stop this. I want you to go watch it, and I want you to come back. Okay? Okay. Now, I post HRT After Dark videos every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Nope. Every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I stream video games with my friends every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out with me. Come laugh with me. If you don't join my streams, then you're missing out on a lot of inside jokes and you're going to feel like a loser. So that's on you. Follow me at HRT Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. This is getting a lot to say every week. I got to figure something else out. Join my Discord, subscribe to my Patreon. Bonus content from this episode will be on Patreon. Go fucking subscribe. What are you doing? All right, let's go talk to Axel. I love y'all so much. Oh, real quick, go buy a sticker. Why is nobody buying stickers anymore? What happened? What happened? I don't know what happened. You tell me. Go buy a fucking sticker. I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's go talk to Axel. I love you so much. Bye. I'm going to start off by asking you where you are from.
I am originally from Georgia, but I just recently moved to Ohio about a year ago.
Ooh, how does Ohio
Yes.
treat you?
I love it. It's definitely different. The culture is completely different. Georgia was just straight up, oh man, it was terrible. And born and raised for 18 years, so
Wow.
it's pretty.
So being in the South was, I'm guessing, very hard.
And it was a very small town in the South. Like, my population was 2,000. So, like, it was very, very small.
So the South was shit. Now you're in Ohio. And Ohio
Yes.
treats you a lot better. That's good. I love that.
I started my hormones in Ohio, so.
Oh, you did? Wow. And you said you moved
Yes.
to Ohio a year ago?
Yeah.
Very nice. And how long ago did you start hormones?
2 months ago. So.
Oh my God. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good for you. Good for you. How old are you, by the way?
I just turned 20.
20. Slay.
March,
I love that. Period. Now, how do you like hormones?
Personally, I love it. Everything that I haven't experienced a lot, but everything from it, it's exciting. It's all new. I have a little bit of peach fuzz on my lip, so it's cute, and I love it. It's a giving, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just ready to continue and see what it really has in forward in like 6 months and when my voice starts to change. Because I definitely cannot sing in the car anymore. Like, that's not a thing. I go to laugh and it's terrible. Like, but I love it. It's new, but I love it.
All the voice cracks and shit. That never ends.
Yeah.
That never ends. Okay.
Yeah. So fun. So fun.
Now, do you do injections?
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you your dose. Do you know your dose and shit?
I do. So my dosage is 0.25 milliliters, but I do subcutaneous.
All right, good for you. Good for you. Love to hear it. 0.2. Have no idea what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I don't really understand the difference, but hey,
it's been
it does what it does.
It's been a while since I asked anybody that because I'm just so tired of not understanding it.
Yeah, I'm not the one either because it's It's rough.
It is what it is. Now, let's talk about surgeries. Have you had any? Do you want any in the future?
I have not had any. I definitely am looking forward to top surgery in the next probably year to year and a half. That's like
Okay.
the first check. Bottom surgery, it's in the air. Yes and no. I've never seen the end result of one. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
I wouldn't know how it turns out. So I guess that's kind of in the air.
hmm
I don't know. So it's cosmetics. So
Yeah, I still don't know where I stand on bottom surgery myself either. I.
like, and I have a forearm tattoo, and I look forward to getting more tattoos. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I just want to have a huge scar somewhere. No hate to anybody that does. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I would probably have to be older to the point where I'm like, okay, this is, well, maybe not too old, but this is what I want to do.
hundred
But
percent. Yeah, do they like? What if you're like covered in tattoos? Will they still take? Will they still take that
I
skin?
feel like you had somebody on here that was talking about bottom surgery, and he had said that he had it. It looked completely cis, other than the fact that I had a tattoo on it. So to me, that is very interesting. That is very, very interesting.
I might have missed
like,
that. That's kind of funny.
I would love to see it. Like, respectfully, I would love to know. You know,
Respectfully, send pics.
yeah, respectfully, just out of curiosity. Like,
No, 100%.
you
I feel
know,
that though, and I don't think you're wrong because I agree with you. I don't think you're wrong for not wanting the scar because it's a pretty big scar that it leaves either on your
it
thigh
is
or on your
right.
forearm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't necessarily want that either. And no shade to anybody who doesn't mind it,
yeah,
but
absolutely not.
yeah, I don't know. I have seen pictures of the end result. Some are okay.
Really,
Some are okay. Some are you can if you just like look on Reddit. To be honest, you can find them.
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
but some are okay. Some are not the best,
It's
in my
interesting. I guess it
opinion.
depends on where you go.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. It. It all depends on how you feel as a person, I guess. For
That's
me,
fair.
I know I did a whole episode on it and whatnot,
Yes,
and I go back and forth, but for me, the sign still is not there, I think. You know what
that's
I
fair.
mean?
I would definitely have to like grow up. I mean, grow up, a little bit
Yeah.
and experience a little bit deeper into my journey and have more like gender affirming surgeries to start with, and then like see really how I feel about it, because it's definitely, I think it's the coolest shit ever. Excuse me, but I think it's the coolest thing that you can really do that.
True.
Along with transgender women. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all that. I think that is so cool that it's able to happen. But and I don't even know if I want babies, to come, like how I want to go about that.
Mm.
So so
These are the questions you have to ask. Now, tell me about your coming out story. When did you come out?
okay. So this is an interesting little tidbit. So I'm not really socially out in a sense.
Ooh.
This is interesting. So I'm out to my girlfriend,
Mm.
I'm out to my mom, and I'm out to my sister. Um, the worst one so far has, like, Tanlin wise, has been my mom,
Mhm.
and I guess that's kind of the reason where it was like no more,
Mhm.
because like coming out like as a lesbian in 7th grade in the South, I called shit for years, and I mean it traumatized me to the point where now I'm like, I'll do my own thing
Mhm.
in my own way, however I want to do it, and I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't owe you anything.
Mhm.
I had my mom yesterday or 2 days ago called me with something to do to try to change it. She's trying to blame it on things of like my childhood,
Mm.
and she's trying to find reasons to change it.
Mm.
Like, if you do this, maybe it'll fix you and like your trauma. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm okay. Like, I felt this way for a very long time. I was just always installed in me, like, girls wear pink, boys wear blue. That's the easiest way to say it.
Mhm.
That's just my whole childhood. I have a twin brother. So
Hmm.
that's like, yeah. So it was a lot. So I was always trying to be like him, but was always told, you need to be ladylike. You need to cross, like, type. So I just,
To that.
boo.
Boo.
Type. Yeah, it's bad. It's
Now,
rough. So I just,
do you think your mom like has it in her to come around to it? Like, is she learning like slowly, or is she just like hard no?
I don't think she's a no. She never was a no when I told her because, like, I didn't even tell her. Like, I was already, like, almost a month in on testosterone, and she called me and she was like, you got something you need to tell me? And I was like, interesting. So finally, after pulling teeth with me, I told her, and she started crying. She was real upset, and she was like, I just, trigger warning, I just think it's unnatural. Like, I just,
Mm.
it's not something that I can see. It's not something that I understand. It's like, I'm not so much disappointed. I just don't understand. So I just think she's confused and just really has to step back and look at it from like all different angles instead of just one.
Hmm. I mean, to an extent, that is fair as a mother. You know what I mean? Like when you're right in
She
front
was
of
like,
it.
I gave birth to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
that. I heard that too in the beginning of my transition. And like to an extent it's okay because your mother is like the closest one to you in most cases and like whatever. I get it.
Yeah.
And they are human. They're going to say things that don't feel nice, but I don't know. It I think in the beginning of my transition I gave it like a year, 6 months to a year where I was like, okay, if at this point my mom doesn't start at least trying to use the correct name, done.
Right.
I'm done. I'm out. Peace. Bye, mama. And I think you need that time period a little bit. How long has it been for you again?
2 months. Well, she's been on a month, so like
Okay.
it's very short. And me moving really like installed in me. I was like, this is my time to be alone by myself and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I have yet my grandparents kind of raised me, so and when I came out as gay, they lost it.
Mm.
So I can't bring myself to tell them right now. They're old. Um, and I just can't break it to them. I just, and I don't want to lose that with them because they are old. So until the point where I start showing like,
Mhm.
I'm not going to say nothing,
Mhm.
and that's kind of how I am socially, just because for my comfortability, for my safety, I'm not a confrontational person. So I'll let somebody don't and be like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I have to be this way. I'm sorry that me having to be this way affects you so much, you know? So,
That's not good, actually.
yeah, at all. At all. But hey, you know what? I'm learning day by day.
That's all
It's
that
something that
matters.
I'm learning every day that, like this is a huge step for me to come on and be like, yo.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're not out socially, this must feel like a big step for you. Good job. Good for you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, you said something about grandparents that I very much relate to. I remember my grandmother was the only person in the world that I would let like misgender me and call me by my dead name without like showing any
That's fair.
emotion or anything because I was like I was like she's not gonna get it, like I can't like
Right, and it's hard. Like they don't even they still tell me to this day. They're like, "You're gonna marry a rich man." Mind you, I've been out since seventh grade. I've been dating girls since the seventh grade, and nothing different.
yeah,
So like, they know they have to know something.
yeah.
Like, and like my brother, like I have a twin brother, like I said, and he doesn't even know because like in high school when I cut my hair off, he was like, "You don't want to be that, do you?" A
Mm,
year ago, he was like, I was talking about with my friend, my sister's girlfriend actually, because she just wants to have top surgery because she just wants to have it.
mm,
So we were talking about it, and my brother came to me and he was like, "You don't want to do that, do you? You don't want to be one of those." And I was like, and I just
mm,
can't bring myself to like, hey, I want you to hate me for the rest of our lives. Not
mm.
we share DNA. I might want you to have like my child one day. I might want your DNA for my child because we're connected. So
Right.
like It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard.
That's uh that's a hard thing. People also don't realize like what they're doing when they say shit like that. Like you don't want to be one of
At all.
those, right? There's a better way to
No.
say that. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
No. It's okay. It's life. And everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I can't force, and I'm not going to force it on anybody.
No.
I'm
No.
going to live it. I'm going to do it regardless.
Period. You don't need
So as
anybody's
I am,
validation. Yeah, period. Now, tell me about you said you came out to your girlfriend?
Yes.
How did that go?
Okay, so we've been together for a year. So the reason I moved to Ohio was because my girlfriend lived here.
Slay. Period. Love that.
Yeah, so I came here, whatever, da 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 da. For the past 2 years, I've been out as non-binary. So that's what I did. I came here, whatever. I explained to her when I first moved here that was something that I was wanting to do, that I was looking into, which was hormones. We talked about it. It wasn't really something she completely wanted to. She doesn't. I don't know the best way to say this. She doesn't disagree with like anybody being trans. Like she supports it completely. She just doesn't know if she could be with a trans man, and I respect that 100%. So we're to a point where we're just seeing how things go, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. We'll still love each other in and walk away with no feelings hurt. It is what it is. But as of right now, it's kicking.
Period.
So I just did my shot yesterday. She was in the room as I did it. So it's cutesy. She'll be commenting, hearing things here and there about my voice or like my mustache. It's cute. You know what I'm saying? So
I love that. I mean, like, hey, that
yeah,
is all trans people can ask for at the end of the day. It's just
right.
like give it a try, like because you don't know, like
That's all I'm asking.
right, because
Right.
I am just a person at the end of the day. Like you don't even know yet, so let's just try. I love that.
Right.
That is so mature and
Yeah.
like just so
It's
period. Eating that up. I love
my
that.
only healthy relationship, and we're making it work.
Right.
Everything we got to do,
Yeah.
communication is on the table. We're talking it out. So
I love that.
it's cool.
Now,
Yeah.
can I ask you? Do you feel? And this might be like too deep of me to ask you, and you may not
No, you're
even know.
good. Run it. You're good.
Are you, say, your girlfriend gets to a point where she is like, hey, maybe I can't, maybe I'm not actually there yet. Maybe I can't date trans man, whatever. Do you feel like in your heart that you're prepared to hear that? Because for me, somebody who's been on testosterone for 7 years, that would break me a little bit.
You know what? And this is something like this is how. So I didn't tell her that I started testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I kept it a secret from everyone.
That's
It
okay.
was something that I did above myself. So I did it. I told her like 3 days later, and she had time. She didn't have really time to process it. So at first it was rough. So I forgot the question. That's so funny.
I said in your heart, do you feel like you're prepared or like you could take
Oh,
that if she was like, yeah, no, I can't.
okay. So yes, back to what I was saying.
Mhm.
I've pushed myself away hard because I'm scared for that, because that's in my mind what I see happening. Unfortunately, that's how I see it. So I'm trying to prepare, but I don't think you can ever be prepared.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't think when you truly love someone like that and you really want to spend your life with them and you're just wanting to be who you are and that's the only reason, So it sucks, but
Right.
it's a part of life. It's a part of my journey. You know what I'm saying? So I hope it all works out,
Yeah, me
because
too.
I just do. But if it doesn't, then no, I'm not prepared.
I mean, like, you never know, though. She does. I don't even. From what I hear right now, it sounds like she doesn't even know.
She's great.
Right. Yeah.
She's great.
And, if that does happen, I wouldn't judge your girlfriend at all. She gave it her best shot, and preference is
Me
a
either.
thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I respect it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she was honest with me from the go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't get down the road and she'd be like, I'm done.
Right.
I can't do it.
Right.
Thank you for being honest with me a year ago when we first started and we had these conversations and you were like, I really don't know. Like, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, but I'm really unsure.
Mm,
And that's okay.
mhm.
Thank you.
You're right.
Thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate
Mhm.
it. Like,
And that
and that's
is
all you can ask
exactly,
for.
that is all trans people ask for is honesty and kindness. And there's a way to do both at the
100%.
same time. And people don't really get that. People don't really understand that.
Mm-mm. No, Pookie, you don't. You don't have to be red,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I get it and I respect it. So
Now, since you are only out to like 3 people in your life, right? Do
yes.
you How do you feel in like social situations when people don't know? Maybe you're getting like misgendered and stuff. How do you cope with that?
It's kind of like so I the best way to explain this. So like I work at Lowe's.
Mm,
And like sometimes people would come up to me and see me from the back and be like, "Hey, sir."
mm,
And I'll then turn around and then I'll speak and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, I kind of just swallow my pride in whatever I got. And I'm like, and I just continue with my day because most of the time it's old people
mhm.
and I'm not going to do it because it's not worth my job. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my blood pressure. Like, I just, I
Yeah.
just don't have it in me. I don't have the balls, and that I guess that's the biggest thing is I give so much respect to everybody that is out as trans in the world because coming from me, you have the biggest balls in your life.
You got
The
big old
biggest, like,
balls.
bro, like I hands out, I give it to you because I can't do it. I'm scared. I'm scared of everybody. I'm scared.
Hey, it's a scary thing. It's a very, very scary thing, especially with
Yeah.
how trans people are viewed in like social
Right.
media and the media today. Like we're looked at as like these people who always make a scene and like only care about
Yeah.
pronouns.
And
And
I am not the one.
right, yeah, no.
Like I'm pure image example that everyone calls me she. I use the women's bathroom. People come in and they think I'm a man. They walk out, they look at the sign and they walk back in and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No." And this just comes to the comfortability of other people once again.
Mm.
Like,
And that is what most trans people do. Like we are scared out of our minds. Like we're always just most of the time, most of us are just trying to make other people comfortable because we're scared. And that's
100%.
what society
And
doesn't
it's
get.
sad, but
Yep.
if it is, we should definitely put ourselves first. But
True.
my safety and comfortability is
Yeah.
all I care
Mhm.
about,
Yeah.
and I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same.
Mhm.
So,
Very true. Now, I've had other non-binary guests kind of describe to me where they feel comfortable in their gender because I feel like some non-binary people feel like I guess I hear them call it like their sweet spot of like
okay,
they like it when people don't know their gender in public. They like it that people are confused. Now, do you feel the same way or
that's
maybe the
fair.
opposite?
I'm definitely the opposite. I definitely when I want to be perceived as a man. Um Eventually, but I can't, like, it's hard to explain this and some people like will be like, "Well, I don't feel like you're trans if you don't present as a male." Da 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 da. Da. It's not so much as that. It's just that I'm scared and I don't want to have to explain myself to anybody because I don't owe it to anybody. And I'm still learning a lot about it, so I don't want to be like transphobic or homophobic because I still have my views that I'm still learning to change. So,
I like that. No, I
kinda,
like
yeah.
that because I mean, like, we talked about this a little bit before you came on that you maybe struggle with internalized transphobia or homophobia, and I did too, especially in my early stages. Now,
Yeah.
in what ways do you think you struggle with those things if you're comfortable talking about?
I am comfortable, but like disclaimer, I don't want to get hate. Like I really don't because like it's rough. Like I I've just grown up on the thought you can be gay, but you don't have to go around flaunting it. You don't have to go around being doing the most. Like I have like I in the past year I have completely kind of grown out of it in a sense, but like gay men. I had was a like I didn't like it. I would like as a lesbian,
Mhm.
I did not like to see it. I didn't like it to be flaunted in my face. And like and now like looking at it, I hate that. And I hate that I had to feel that way, but that was just my society growing up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to change that. And when it comes to like transphobia, I think that people were weird. I thought that every trans person was weird, like a furry. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be and I hate to be that way. I really do, but like that's what it was.
Mhm.
I didn't have any trans people that I went to my school, so everything that I seen on the internet, if I seen it on the internet at the time, was like no offense, but that was weird people.
Mhm.
And like finally, like I had somebody like Justin Timberlake or like Sam Collins, and like at a younger age, I've seen these people, and I was like, not everybody expresses themselves as a dog with the collars on. You know what I'm saying? They, no offense,
No,
but
you're
they
good.
don't.
You're
You
good.
know,
Yeah. Hey, look,
you know.
I had the exact same thoughts as you. You're okay. And if you don't want this part in, I will not put it in because I
No, you're
understand.
fine because it's true. I feel like a lot of people feel this way, and you know, and they're really scared to say that because they don't want to be like gateway out of the community because they feel the type of way. Like I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel the type of way, and I hate to be that way, but I'm trying to change it. It's a lot, like,
Yeah, I get it.
and that's what also has stopped me from coming out like socially is because I don't want to be looked at that way as I feel about some other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I get it.
it's a journey. So it's a lot.
Especially coming out as non-binary, I feel like that's probably a lot harder too because
It
the
is,
non
and a lot of people don't understand.
yeah, the non-binary community is like farther behind than the trans women and trans men categories
Yeah.
because people still don't get non-binary as much, and that sucks. But again, I had the exact same thoughts as you. I because it's a lot of the media pushes trans people to look like that, to look like they
Yeah.
shouldn't be taken seriously, and I don't know. I think.
And every trans that I seen was on the public that was the worst being displayed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have, and still to this day, I don't know any trans people. Like, other than what I see on the internet, like the famous ones or whatever, but like, I don't know any personally that are my friends. Other than I have one friend, his name is Max. I know him pre-transition, and I know him now.
Mhm.
And I think it's the greatest thing because I've been able to see him do that and know that, hey, I'm friends with you and you're a cool cat. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's
it broke
exactly
that stereotype for me.
right.
So
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, the only thing that took me out of that maybe negative mindset is knowing people in real life who go through the same struggles as me. But look, trans people can be weird. Like,
correct. And I'm not saying I'm not weird. I'm not saying I don't have my flaws. Like, you know, I'm not even saying that they're flaws, but I definitely have my little tweaks and teaks. You know what I'm saying? But like, and that's okay. But and I'm now realizing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look, as just like there's some weird fucking cis people out there, there's some weird fucking trans people out there. We're not monolithic, you know what I mean? Like, there's
people at PetSmart yesterday. People at the PetSmart yesterday. I mean, if you know, you know. If you go into the PetSmart, you freaking know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's right.
no, like dead ass. Like, I don't know. And
That like
there's
that, real
there's
life.
some parts of that conversation about people who fit that narrative of like that I definitely felt like I needed to work on and be like, okay, well, if I want people to understand me and I don't want to be misunderstood and shit like that, then I can't look at
100%.
these people and feel the way that I do. So
Right.
there like I don't know. I think cuz for a while I didn't understand non-binary. I was one of those people a long time ago where I was like, I get the he and the she, but I don't understand the they. Like, it's all a learning process, and I say it
That's
all the
fair.
fucking time. I say it all the time, But if you are in the trans community and you can't learn and you can't sit with your thoughts, then you should not be here because we all
Right.
come from the same fucking place. That being said,
100%.
I understand drawing the line somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, do I think somebody who
There is a line. I
identifies
feel like there's.
do I think somebody who identifies as a dog or a cat should be a part of the trans community? No, I do not. I don't judge you, but you should have your own community because that's not gender. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That should be their own. Yeah, exactly. That should be their own. That's animal. That's woof. That's not what we're doing. That's not that's not what we're doing. So, and I think the crazy thing is the reason I came out as non-binary, and everybody had like this big thing about it. I did it because like it was easier for me to jump in the middle
Mm-hmm.
than it was to say, "Hey, I'm a trans man."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it still is. So until I can get to that point where I have the balls to be like, I'm a trans man, I'm gonna float in the non-binary area.
As you should.
It wasn't that confusing for me. I was just like, I just want to be genderless. Just throw me in the middle. Don't associate me as either.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me be,
I like that.
and that's okay.
I like that.
So like my everyday name, like everybody, like my name's not Axel every day. My name is Allie every day. So you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In every description. So when I get to that point, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I have those people that call me Axel, and then I have those people that don't. So it's kind of like a double life.
Right.
Hannah
I was
Montana.
about to say, okay, Hannah Montana.
I'm like, it's real.
Now, are
It's
you
real.
nervous for when that tea juice starts kicking in and people are like, "Hey, something's
I'm
different."
ready. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Period.
Because then I feel like it's easier to explain.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a very feminine person. I have a very very feminine personality. So it's kind of hard to explain like, hey, I want to be a man. Like I do a lot of manly things, you know what I'm saying? Like my activities, like what I do with my life, my day-to-day life. The way I carry myself is very manly. I feel as if masculine, not manly, just masculine. But the way my personality is when you talk to me and you're my friend, I'm very girly pop. Like I'm very like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, I agree with that. I also am. I give girly pop 100%. It depends on who I'm around, though. Can't lie. I want to talk more about working with cis men because that was one of the. Because okay, you put in a survey, which I appreciate you doing, and you kind of
100%.
bulleted a lot of things that you want to talk about. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through a bunch. The first one was working with cis men. Let's talk about it. How does that go for you working with cis men?
So
Like it, hate it, love it?
I kind of it's the in between. It would be. I'm glad. Okay, so these people are older. So like I said, I work at the Lowe's. Because I have yet to find out a career path. Because yeah.
Me too.
But
I get it.
yeah, it's rough. But yeah, you're doing this. So that to me, this is a career. So at least you're doing something. Yes, of course. So it's not bad. They're old men. Like I work on a service team at Lowe's. Like I'm not dealing with like the customers, working the cashier, nothing. So I'm like literally putting up the beans and then like whatever, Wawa. That doesn't matter. So they're older. The age range from like I would say 25 to 50. So they're kind of old, but I definitely do, just to the way they carry themselves or to the way they talk to each other. I'm definitely more like when we have a conversation, I'm definitely the more talkative one. I'm definitely the one carrying the conversation. Like, and I don't want to be that way because that's obviously not, but I don't want to be cis. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I don't want to be a cis man, but at the same time, I would want to be like kind of fit in a little bit more. But kind of, so that's about where I like hate it in a sense, but it's not terrible. They're nice, man.
That's good.
They're
that's
nice.
Good. Hey, hard to find, so
Very,
so that's
yeah,
good.
So, And like I told my manager came to me and like says like I've seen you on Facebook and I did not ask about your pronouns and I just want you to know that like you can come to me and talk to me about that. And I was like, well, I appreciate that. I completely do. Like it's really big that you said that to me. And I'm like, in a couple months, if I'm still working here, for real, I was like, if I'm still working here, then I definitely will be experiencing some changes. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I'm just gonna let you know that now since you're coming to me. But
Mhm.
don't go around telling everybody. Just know that if they ask me, I can tell them that if they don't, then we don't have to share it across the whole nation.
Mhm.
So,
I like that. Period.
yeah.
That's not something a lot of trans people
Oh.
get in the workplace,
Mm-mm.
so that's good.
Yeah.
Um, I recently started working a job again. Um,
Period.
I've shared on. Yes, I hear you, Max. I shared on past episodes that I used to work at a liquor store.
Okay,
Um,
yes.
I went back because podcasts don't pay the bills. um, and we a little broke out
Hey,
here. We need some money. So
that's
I
fair.
went back. I'm working part time. Now these people don't know that I'm trans. So I'm back to being
Back
stealth
to,
in a place in my life, which is
yes.
weird as hell for me because
You don't,
I
that's
haven't been
fair.
stealth in a long time. Now, when I was working there, I quit 3 years ago, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked very different. I was still on testosterone for a while, but like my beard had not come in yet. I was very, very skinny. I hadn't filled out yet. Like I was looking very different. I come back. These people are like, they didn't recognize me when I walked in. And they're like, wow. And like they're like making jokes like I hit puberty at like 23. And I'm like, well, like kind of, but like
That's
also
true.
I
But
know
like,
it is, but they don't know, so I don't know how to like I don't know. It's hard to navigate.
be like, my dad was a late bloomer. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. Like,
Right.
I can't help
Right.
it. Like
Mhm.
at least I have it. Like some men walking around with none of it, and they are cis men walking around mad because they can't grow a beard, or they
Mhm.
have baldness because they're freaking white old men. So
Mhm.
you know, it
Right.
is what it is.
Period.
I have a question for you though. Being that you haven't been stealth in a long time, do you rather to be out as a trans, like be out as trans, or to be stealth, like per se at this job? Like, what is your reasoning for wanting to be or being stealth at this job?
Ooh. Well, I would so much prefer to be out as trans at this job, but I started working there when I was 18 years old and I had
Okay,
just started testosterone and I didn't know how to go. I was too young to try and navigate how to come out to these people that I had never met before. And I knew that
that's
I
fair.
was about to literally go through puberty and I didn't want their questions. And the owners of the liquor store, it's it's a whole family. So it's
Okay,
this 35-year-old guy, his two parents, and his wife, basically. They're a Chinese family. And they are very set in their ways. And it's a
absolutely,
completely different culture. And
a hundred
their work
percent.
ethic is so different from ours. All they want to do
Yeah,
is work. And I don't know. I'm very prideful in who I am and the fact that I'm trans, and I don't want to hide
right.
that from people. That's just not who I am. I don't care if, other people are different. But I don't know. He is the word transgender came up in front of my boss one time, and I
Yeah,
watched his reaction because how could I not? He
yeah.
got a little uncomfortable, and my coworkers were talking about it, and they were talking shit, talking mad shit
Mm,
about transgender people, and my boss was just like, I looked at him, I was like, "How do you feel?" And he
right.
was like, "I I'm not my place. I'm not going to talk
Yep.
about it." And that
Mm,
is the only thing he has ever said about it. And if he said anything bad, I would
wow,
have quit right there. But he didn't. So I was
that's
like, you
fair.
know what? You have your opinion. I can't change that, but
Yeah,
at least you're
and
not
you're back, so
right. Yeah, yeah.
obviously.
It's
Yeah,
interesting
so
being stealth again at work. I don't know.
yeah,
Being treated as a
as a
cis
cis man.
man is interesting. I can't
Right.
say now it's too different though from
Okay.
how I am in my normal life. And I think that's a good thing because in my
Absolutely.
everyday life, I'm like, are people treating me like a woman? Are people treating me
Yeah.
like a trans person? I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll never be able to
Right.
tell. But I guess since I'm
And
stealth
that's
now.
kind of another reason, it's all so many things that add up into it.
Hmm.
So, like, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I don't want to be friends with it because they're trans.
Right.
No other reason, but they're trans.
Hmm.
Hey, this is my trans friend. Like, you don't have to do that.
No, you do
You
not.
don't have to
I
do
am
that.
just your friend.
And
Now, I want to talk about T for T relationships a little bit. Um, do you have any experience in T for T relationships?
I do not. I do not. And I would love to say I did because I think it would be great. I
Hmm.
really do to know. If my relationship doesn't work out, which I hope it does, I'm not praying on its downfall.
Hmm.
I'm not. But I definitely would look forward into experiencing it because I definitely think they can understand on a whole different level. And you don't have to be with somebody that's like, I just don't understand. It's not something that I can, and like, I just have the worry of like not being seen as like a real man or like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so I feel like they would really respect that and be like, you're a trans man. You're a man to me. And I would feel the same whether it was a trans man or a trans woman.
Mhm.
I would date either or. I'm kind of, when it comes to that, I wouldn't really care because um, I just wouldn't.
Right.
But when it comes to like my regular dating life, I only date cis women.
Hmm.
Um, but it was definitely something that I've been open minded to. It's not something that I'm against at all because I love everybody and everybody is super cutesy to me. So not in that way, but in that way, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. 100%.
So
I get you. That insecurity that you talked about is a big one. Where I feel like I don't know. I've only dated cis women myself, and I
right,
haven't really given much thought into T for T relationships. I don't think I've been given the opportunity to really do so, but
right,
I do think that if I were in a T for T relationship, that insecurity, not my biggest insecurity to be real with you, would go away. Like
right.
not saying that I want to be in a T for T relationship, to be honest. I think I very
I would
much
experience it.
yeah, like I don't know. I
I
love
don't
my
know if I
girlfriend.
would like marry it at the end of the day, like lay down and like be married.
Mhm.
But I definitely it would be something that I tried. Like yeah, I feel like you have to try everything. You can't knock it till you try
Right.
it.
Period.
So you know what I'm saying. And that goes with a lot of things. So
Mhm.
absolutely. And I feel like another thing with T for T is I wouldn't feel the need like with cis women, like, and I'd probably would to an extent be so stealth until I could not be anymore, just because I don't want them running away until they do. I guess
Mhm.
some people are kind of, it's an opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
I hear you.
I don't want to feel as if I have to continue to play this part of like a cis man in front of a woman, even at home. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Just because I'm. So that's kind of what throws
Mm-hmm.
into that. I
Ooh.
could be able to be myself and have that feminine, like my feminine side, and not be like, oh my god, they're gonna think I'm something like or I don't have to continue to play a role just socially, but at home too. You know what I'm saying?
That that hit home. Playing the part of a cis man. Whoo!
Yeah.
That yeah.
And I hate to be like that because everybody's like, I don't want to be a cis man. I want to be a transgender man. And I understand that and I respect your view. But like me personally, growing up in the South, I want to be the manliest man that I could be.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I want to have somebody that sits at home as I take care of your children, like, or as they take care of the children. I go to work, I protect you, I keep you safe.
Mhm.
Like, and I hate to be like that, but that's kind of my mentality. So,
No, I love
that's
that.
it. And I hate, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I
Mhm.
just hate for anybody that is affected by it.
Mhm.
But, that's how I feel. I
There's
definitely.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm very like white picket
Yeah.
fence. I want, I want
Yeah.
that white picket fence fucking fairy tale when I grow up 100%.
Right.
And I don't know, while I don't want to be cis, I still want to be the more masculine one in the relationship. I, want to provide and
100%.
shit like that. Like I get that. I want that
Yeah.
too. And
Like,
I don't know, to a little before, I again have only dated cis women. I haven't really thought about wanting to be in a T for T relationship. I don't know if I really do, just because I
right.
think I do prefer cis women, and I love my girlfriend so much, babe. I don't want to break up.
Yeah, me too.
I I
Yeah,
don't
like
want to
I
break
hope we
up.
don't. Like,
I never ever want to break up.
don't.
But I do think that if I tried a T for T relationship, that one single insecurity would go away because of what you said, like the trying to play the
Yeah.
part of a cis man would go away, because I think us trans
Right.
people think differently. We just see gender
Completely.
completely differently. I don't care if you're the biggest ally in the entire world. Like trans people
Right. You're just
just
not trans.
trans people just see gender so differently.
Completely.
I I won't get over that playing the part of a cis man. I feel like you just like unlock
Yeah.
something in my head with that.
Yeah, it really it's real, and I feel like I haven't heard like I know that T for T has been talked about like once or twice. I feel like on here,
Mhm,
but I feel like I didn't hear that. I didn't want to give like the regular answer that everybody gives.
mhm,
That's kind of like where it hits for me. I don't have to, just feel like I have to be this way or you won't be with me because you know.
mhm. I get that.
I've heard like no hate to Sam Collins, but like I was listening to his podcast. I don't know when I listened to it, but he was talking about how his girlfriend had never been with a trans man before, and how she just kind of seen him as like he was a man, and like for me, good for like that's really cool. But at the same time, she had said something in comparison, and it kind of was like for me, I was like, oh, and you're okay with that, but you do you. You're loved. You're in a relationship. I'm not even sure they're still together anymore. I'm like, this was years ago.
Mm,
But it was kind of like it was thrown in the air for me, and I was like, everybody's different. I have, so
mhm.
that's where you have to respect everybody's story and everybody's experience when everybody does, because everybody is different.
Right. Every trans masculine person is comfortable with something different. You know what I mean? Like we are so
100%.
vastly different in how like in what we're comfortable with in relationships in general. Like one trans guy can be comfortable with his girlfriend doing this and I may not be. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
Yeah. Right.
it all
100%.
comes down to that shit. And I don't know. I've only dated
Between domination and not. So
right,
it's
yeah.
definitely,
Mhm. I've only
definitely.
dated women who have had an attraction to cis men prior to me. And I think that's where a lot of my insecure we're getting deep right now. We're getting in it.
That's like I feel you on that. I feel you, but at the same time, it's a rough. It's so rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm thankfully with a woman that loves. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but women. She identifies as a lesbian.
Mhm,
So, however you want to portray that, you can portray that.
mhm,
So, yeah, I'm completely cool with that because I don't have to worry about, if we break up, you're going to go run it to the next and maybe you tell him about me and how I tried, and how, and like I have exes, like my exes, all my two exes previously, I had to be like this. They're both with men
mhm,
and were with men right after me.
mhm.
So it's kind of like,
Yep. Yep.
you
And
broke my heart, but
yeah, no,
but
I
it's
get it.
okay. It's not like you broke my heart emotionally. Like I care for you. You broke my heart because you told me you didn't like men, and then you're gonna go be with men
Yep.
when you were just with somebody that didn't do you like a man would in any type of way.
Yep.
In any like you know what I mean? In any type of way, homie. I wasn't running you like no man was. So it kind of was like, why were you even with a woman in the first place? At the time of my life, I identified as a woman,
Right.
and I was like, why were you even with me in the first place? And now I'm kind of like, well, I'm with my girlfriend now, and I'm like, I love you. I just love you. I love every little thing about you. Every little thing, you took every little box. Thank you.
No, I love that. The whole the
Yeah.
whole I didn't do you like a man is kind of killing me right now.
Yeah.
That's
Seriously,
hilarious.
though, like,
Uh,
I don't have Phantom. I'm not Phantom, so I can't. It's
oh.
not.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I get it.
100%.
And even when you break up with somebody and they go date a cis man, they're not doing anything wrong. You're no longer together. You can't be mad, but it does
Right.
feel somewhat like a betrayal in some sense. I get it.
Yeah. I wasn't ticking all your boxes, honey, but that's okay.
Yeah. And then
Go get a tick somewhere else.
that doesn't necessarily mean that. I'm sure in some cases it does, but
No,
like,
it doesn't. But that's just my cases. That's what it was.
you know what I think about though is like, God forbid me and my girlfriend break up right now. She
Right.
if she doesn't want to be with a cis man right now, I live in a small town. I don't know how else she'll find another trans man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Bessie's got limited
Right.
options. She would end up probably dating a cis man.
Yeah.
That makes me want to vomit,
Yeah.
babe.
Yeah. Throw in tomatoes. Like,
Yeah, right.
we can do better. Yeah, it's okay though.
But like, I couldn't be mad at her. We would be broken up. You know what I
No.
mean? I don't know. It's whack.
It's respectfully, but it's all respectfully. But at the same time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Your life, your choice.
You're losing at the end of the day. Just so you know that.
Yeah. Don't click upgrade, click downgrade, because baby, that's not it.
Right. I really quick want to ask you before we go about your trans song of the week. What'd you pick?
Okay, so it's not really like a trans song or
okay.
like a trans artist. I was gonna do that, but then I read your thing and I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Mhm.
This song is by Paramore. It's a Rose-Colored Boy. Yes, I'm a big freaking Paramore fan.
I love that.
Oh my god, it's my life.
I love that.
But it's just basically not everybody sees life the same way. Not everybody experiences things the same way, and that's kind of how I took it. And that's my perception of it, and that's what I'm gonna give to you guys. So, and whatever you take from it, it's music, it's art, it's up for perception of your own. So, and that's the cool thing about music and everything else. So.
Fuck yeah, I love that so much. I miss old Paramore. That song slaps. I just listened to it again earlier. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. That will be in the description below for anybody who wants to give it a listen. And Axel, where can people follow you?
I'm just gonna do my TikTok, and my TikTok is the AD.
Hell yeah.
That's a wrap.
Go follow Axel, because this was a phenomenal fucking episode. I absolutely love the way you think. I think you brought a different and really cool new narrative and thoughts to questions I have already asked, and I absolutely love that.
I'm so glad.
Thank you so much for being on.
Because I was hoping not to say the same thing, and I definitely know that I'm different. Like, my thing is, the way I'm doing this is completely different than a lot of people, and I didn't want a lot of people to be like, oh, they're not trans then. Because, like, trust me, you're not inside my head. You have no idea, but I definitely feel the way I feel.
As you should. Valid as fuck.
I feel like everybody else has their own thing that they're probably scared to because they don't want to be gatekeeped or anything. So here I am telling you not to be scared, that everything will work out the way it'll work out.
I absolutely love that, period. And I'm proud of you for doing this, even though you're not out socially. That's a really big step.
Look at you. You knocked yourself over.
I know.
Little funky pop. I think that's too cute.
Thank you. Okay, you can follow me at HRT Podcast on TikTok and Instagram. I post in there almost every single day. Subscribe to my Patreon. There will be bonus content from this episode on my Patreon, so go fucking check that out. I have a lot of After Dark shit on there too, so you're really missing out if you're not subscribed on Patreon. Speaking of After Dark, I drop videos every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you liked the last episode about Dylan Mulvaney's new song. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
It's gas.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes.
I stream video games with my friends every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That time may change here and there. I'm not sure. But come hang out with me. Play video games with me. Talk to me. Hang out with me. I would appreciate it. Join my Discord. I'd appreciate it. We got a lot of people in there. It's one big happy family. You're a loser if you're not in it. And that is about it for this week's episode. Axel, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
Hell yeah. I will catch you guys next week. I love you so much. Bye.